What's up, y'all? Sparta here, and I just want to do my impressions video on the LG V20. Now, I've had it since Friday launch day, so Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 4 or 5 days, maybe. Not maybe. And I just want to give you guys a quick impressions video on it, as I just fucking said, but my bad about that. Now, there's a lot of reasons why I believe you should get the LG V20 over something like reverting back to like a Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge, S7, even a Note 5. And I'm not specifically saying that because of the simple fact that the sim I'm not saying that due to the simple fact that the Note 7, probably one of the best phones of the year, has been recalled and discontinued and all that terrible stuff. I'm more saying this because I believe people should learn to stop supporting the big dogs, Samsung, Apple, and whatnot, and start giving more manufacturers a chance. Because there's a lot of things about LG phones since even the G2 that held the fuck every Samsung phone, every HTC phone, every Nexus hasn't done, or that even if they do stuff like that, they don't do it as well or not as fluid. So the first thing that I'll begin on is the display itself. Now, the display isn't an AMOLED display, which honestly, I'm not much of a fan of AMOLED, but I believe for a phone like this with a display, two displays. Let me turn this display down. I'm doing it through the camera, so it's kind of hard. But I believe that a phone with two technical displays, even though it's one unit, they're just controlled separately through software, I believe that it should go OLED. Because, let me show you guys something. When you turn this phone at full brightness, which it does get fairly bright, you see a little bit of light bleed right there, which doesn't bother me. It's a given with an IPS LCD display. But it's still one of those things, like, you're paying over $800 for a phone. Why would I be seeing light bleed from a phone this expensive that is this premium, good, feeling good in the hand and all that stuff? Why do I see this light bleed and whatnot? I believe they should go not AMOLED. That's Samsung stuff. I believe they should go to OLED. Their particular make of OLED, because they do make OLED panels. They did it with the G Flex and the G Flex 2, and they're gorgeous panels. It's just that for some reason, if LG wants to stick with advancing their IPS technology, do that with the G line. I don't mind that. I've always preferred LG's displays, but it's more of a personal preference thing. I know people like Super AMOLED displays. I call them SAMOLED because it's easier to say it, and Samsung makes them. But because, oh, the deep blacks, oh, it saves battery life, when honestly it really doesn't. If it quote unquote saves battery life, why is it that even when my phone is in my fucking pocket on standby, my Note 5, why is it that it drains battery miles quicker than this phone does? I didn't mean to do that, but I did it. But this phone does, which has an always-on secondary display, and that does as much, if not a little bit less, because of the S Pen features. But enough of that rant shit. I'm gonna just get into the video. Now, the first thing I want to comment on is kudos to LG. You guys are doing, in my opinion, a good job of making a phone that looks as premium as all the other phones that have metal, that have an aluminum or aluminium, depending on how you want to say it, design, but still keeping that removable battery. You know, that thing that people say is a lost cause and is stupid, which is dumb because the only reason people say that is because Samsung went away from that, right? Even though Samsung was the pioneer of that shit, right? But okay, whatever. Now, it doesn't creak or anything like that. It doesn't like, check out Jerry Rig Everything's video on the build quality. I'm not going to bend my fucking phone because I spent money on this. I know it's not going to bend, but I'm not going to fucking do it. But this phone is real sturdy, despite the fact that it went away from the V10's design. It still feels rugged. It still feels sturdy while being somewhat understated. And in my opinion, I like this design. I think it's not the sexiest phone on the market. I'll just get that out the way. But it is a beautiful phone. It is crafted well. The only plastic really on the phone is the top and bottom, and that's for antennas. So say what you want to say about that. The camera bump doesn't bother me. I don't care. I believe that if you make a phone with a phenomenal camera, or at least a great camera, if it has a camera bulge, what the fuck ever. Like, I'm tired of this. It needs to be flat and uniform. Here's my thing. It sits on the table. It doesn't wobble. You know, like how on an iPhone, when it's all way to the upper, I guess this would be right, upper right of the back of the phone, it'll wobble. Hell, even the Note 5 wobbles. But the thing is, it acts as sort of like a stand, I guess. And I don't mind. I know people have been having issues where the back glass cracks. And I don't know what to say about that other than, like, your phone isn't fucking exploding. So just exchange it and get a case. Which I'm not saying is a bad thing. I'm not saying that's pretty much the only design flaw that has, I guess, plagued this phone, is that the camera hump or the camera lens isn't as quality as like an iPhone or a Samsung Galaxy series phone. Which for me isn't a problem. I don't abuse my phones. I don't drop my phones. I have cases mainly because I work in a back room, and if it just so happens that I do drop my phone, I don't want anything to fuck up. Now, I've dropped my Note 5 in the back room before caseless, and there hasn't been any problems, but phones fucking vary. Now, let me get to, like, battery life. Battery life has been great on this phone. I get at least, like, 10 to 14 hours well, not 10 to 14. But standby time, I can get at least through like a day and a half to 2 days at the most, with like 2-3 hours of screen on time or more. I think the most I got was probably 5.5, which is good for what I do. I normally stream music. I stream podcasts through Bluetooth and all that shit. And it hasn't really it hasn't drastically went down. The only time it goes down fast is when, of course, you're playing games and whatnot. And it doesn't go down super fast. It goes down to the point where how fast I expect it to go down. Like a couple 2% every 10 minutes or something like that. I haven't like benchmarked it. I don't do benchmarks because benchmarks aren't applicable to real world use. Thus, I don't use them. Sometimes I do them for fun because I'm like, I wonder how this. I just wonder what I'll get. I don't do them as like a review process because to me that's stupid. To base a phone off of a synthetic benchmark is dumb to me. Use the phone, that's the fucking benchmark, not download Antutu and shit like that. Geekbench. Of course, the iPhone's gonna be the quote unquote the fastest on there, even though I've heard from a lot of people online that the iPhone has a lot of fucking jitter for some reason. Cough, cough, Apple optimization, but I'm not bashing Apple. I actually like Apple products. I just don't use the iPhone. But yeah, as far as that goes, beautiful build quality. Not the greatest looking phone in the world. I'm pretty sure if they decide to flatten the camera bulge down, it'll look better. It looks like an HTC phone mixed with like a Lumia, in my opinion. But hold on, let me get my Lumia 1520 for a size comparison. Alright, so I got my Lumia 1520 now. I'll show y'all a little size comparison real quick. Now, as far as like height, the 1520 is a bit taller. Thickness, it's a bit thicker. Yeah, it's a bit thicker on the... Focus, you fucking phone. Ah, fuck it. The back. Really? I don't know why you're acting dumb. Hold on. Let me... There we go. All right. Yeah, camera bumps. It's a little bit more raised on the V20, but I don't mind that, as I said before. Flash. I'm pretty sure they're as bright as one another. They look the same. These are the mics on the top of the 1520. Mic 1, that's the IR blaster. Mic 2. There are more than like 2 mics on here. I don't know what the third one is. It's probably in the speaker. But yeah, that's pretty much. Now I'm kind of sad my girlfriend cracked my 1520 when she was using it. I don't blame her. It's a huge phone. But yeah, and so yeah, that's a size comparison. I'm going to go with like, where should I go next? As I said, the display is actually good. It actually gets fairly bright. The fingerprint scanner, one of the fastest on the market, probably behind like Huawei and iPhone, if not on par. I wouldn't, at this day and age, every fucking fingerprint scanner is fast, so long as you don't have to swipe, as you did with like the HTC One Max and the Galaxy S5 and shit. But yeah, it's fast. The phone is really fluid. Now, as you can see, I have it set up with the stock launcher with no app drawer, which honestly I don't mind, because it's a functional and smooth launcher. That's what matters. And not only does it feel premium as in the build, the actual like software feels really like smooth and premium too. Like with the G5, when I open folders, it wouldn't do that fade in like you see right there. You know, I'll go into dev options and slow it down. God damn it. I haven't had to. Software info? I haven't had to. This is how you know I'm an Android person. I know exactly where they are. Yeah, I'm gonna slow them down to a crawl here. See, look at that. You see that? You see that? My fucking Note 5 doesn't even do that. That's attention to fucking detail right there. It opens smoothly every time, depending on the app, because some apps probably are optimized to do transitions in a certain way, like Tidal for some reason. Where the fuck? Oh, I don't even have Tidal in my dock. Because one I did. Oh, it was right here. I'm going to turn the volume down because I don't want to get a fucking copyright strike. Say I do this, right? And I go to... It'll just like do a simple like just... What the fuck? I probably pressed the weather. I can't see shit. It'll just cut to it like that. Yeah, this phone flies. It feels as if like it's actually kind of Nexus like. What the fuck? What? No, I don't want to simulate secondary displays. I want to go back to regular transitions right now. Because nobody can use a phone like this. Why in the fuck? Oh, I missed that one. There we go. As you can see, it runs really fast. It's really smooth. I'll open a few apps right now. Oh, it's still fucking playing. Yeah, I have like 2-3 music apps. Because some of them support hi-fi audio, some of them don't. So look at that. It's probably because of this app. I don't know why it's doing that all of a sudden now. But, man, let me show you my battery usage. It's been 4 hours and 2 minutes since I had to top up earlier today because I was over a homie's house. But, yeah, it's been like roughly 4 hours with 2 hours of screen on time. And you see, it runs pretty like at a smooth 60 as well. I don't know why I opened the same fucking app. But I probably left some of that transition shit on. Because for some reason, it's running weird. I passed it. No, it's all the same. I guess that's how it is. I don't fucking know. But, yeah. And there's a lot of things you can do with an LG phone that you necessarily can't do with like a Samsung phone with the stock launcher. Sorry about that, y'all. I had to take care of something. But as I was saying, there's certain things you could do with the... Let me catch my breath real quick. There's certain things you could do with the LG launcher that you can't do with like a Samsung launcher. You can do it with a HTC launcher to an extent. But let's say I use this one, right? I can pretty much, like, you can pretty much create your own icons for each and every single icon. you know, and that's actually pretty cool. It had to do that because I just loaded a different type of launcher. I'm going back to the old one. Well, not the old one, the new one. Because I prefer how it looks, honestly. It looks cleaner. I expected to do that when I'm loading up a different launcher, but yeah, essentially you can download any, like almost any. I'd advise whenever you get an LG phone, look at like every any icon pack that you want, go in the description and see if they like support the LG Home launcher. There are quite a few icon pack. There are actually quite a lot of icon packs that actually support the LG launcher. I bought quite a few of them actually, and it's actually pretty nifty if people still use that word. But yeah, what else? I guess I'll get into gaming. Shit, I don't know what game to play. Let me know in the comments what game you guys want me to use as like a benchmark for future reference. Because I don't actually know what I want to use. A lot of games aren't really optimized, but to run on Nougat yet. So you don't really get like the Vulkan API. You don't get the Vulkan API like advantages and stuff like that. But I'll play some Spider-Man Unlimited. I don't know why I did that for a little bit. And compared to like, focus, you fucking phone. Compared to like my Note 5, it runs games smoother. Like I haven't played like Marvel Future Fight quite yet on here. I've downloaded it, but I haven't played it because it's on both my phones. But oh, look, a Spider-Man I've gotten 80 times. What the fuck, bitch? What? No, don't leave the game. Play. It's weird when I'm looking at it through like the camera. When I'm looking at it through like the camera, the screen looks brighter. While I'm looking at the actual display, it's dimmer. So I gotta actually pace myself here. I'll load up Marvel Future Fight here in a little bit. Exit game. I don't know why I closed it. I should have left it open, but let me open Future Fight here. What I like about it is that the display, the screen to body ratio. LG has always been pretty good, really good with screen to body ratio on their phones. Ever since the G2. Anyway, I never had the Optimus G, so I wouldn't know. But if it'll load the fucking game. No, I do not want to buy your microtransactions. Let me actually do this Doctor Strange shit so I can level him up. Oh my god, are you fucking kidding me? What's my inventory full, huh? Sell all. Nigga, all. I don't fucking care. Just sell all of it. Really? Sell all. Oh, I gotta do that. Make sure it didn't. Okay. Make sure it didn't sell my actual good stuff. As you can see, the display is really actually, it's a quality display. It's not a garbage display. I prefer LCD over AMOLED, honestly. But crank it up here. Hit autoplay. And Future Fight's one of those games that aren't really optimized. Not optimized well, anyway. Sorry about that. I'll just let it play through this level. Well, you had me do mission 1-1. The fuck is that? I'll do one more game after this one, but essentially, as you can see, it basically flies through games. Let me get what the hell is in this message box. Damn, I got a lot of shit I need to open. I'll do that later. Not that. Do Chrono Strike, I guess, since it decided it wanted to notify me. Load, you bastard. You notified me. Okay. Let me look at the display. Motherfucker, I don't care about the story. I'm part of the new generation. I don't care about story. Nah. In mobile games, anyway. Oh, God, this is morbidly slow. Nah, I'm not gonna do this level. I'm gonna do a fast level. You can auto, what? I never knew that. Sorry that this, hold on, let me crank down the display a little more. Per usual, the camera on this phone is overexposing. Since I don't have to do much as far as like net operation, just looking. Oh no, this is actually a bad level too. But I want to do one where I'm doing a lot. Boom, bitch. Get to the goal. Get to the goal. I'll probably auto the next one. Thanks for leveling me up, buddy. Continue. The fuck? Just plastic bullets. What? I'm gonna do the previous level. I'm gonna auto it. Let it play itself. Whoa. I didn't know it was gonna go that fast. Thought it was actually gonna allow the game to, allow people to see. Yep, that's pretty much it. I'm actually let it calculate my stuff. Then it loads fast. Games load actually really fast. Like on Mortal Kombat X, for example, loads faster than it even did on the G5. And it plays smoother, and it's actually gaming is a really good experience on this phone. Now, what else? I'm going to talk about the second screen here. Now, the V10, well, people mainly thought the V10 was its second display, which I don't necessarily think that's true. Sorry about that, my chair. But that was a fart. My bad, excuse me. But yeah, as you can see, I have my name up here, TGC Entertainment. It's actually my gaming channel. So if you guys want to check that out, just look up TGC Entertainment or the gaming conglomerate. It'll just come up. But you just do that. Set your signature. Any font you download you can use, which I like. The V10 didn't have that, and you could actually add more in the second display since there aren't two cameras up there anymore. And what I got I think up here are the apps I use or the apps that I want to frequent. That's my recent apps. These are shortcuts, which I know you can change to. Media playback. So you just do that, and you can quick dial of contact. Now I'm going to talk about the camera real quick. The camera on here is typical LG quality. It's actually really good. If you really want to get like the full effect, I'd advise using manual mode, because that's what this phone is made for, manual mode. No, not that bright. But auto isn't terrible. I just prefer using manual mode on here. It focuses really fast too. Phone quality is essentially good. Yeah, that's pretty much all I want to talk about. So yeah, this has been the LG V20 impressions video. I'll do a full review later on as far as what I like and what I dislike about the phone and whatnot. But this is more of an impressions video, as I just said. And I'm really liking the phone so far, as I expected to like it. But yeah, this has been Sparta. Thank you guys for watching. And shit, what the fuck can I say? Before I just go, let me show you guys the pictures. Because I didn't necessarily show you. I just showed you what it looked like taking them. So, little Goku and little Elizabeth from BioShock. Yeah, that photo is a bit oversaturated. I want to retake that, actually. No. Let me change. Let me make it cooler. There we go. Not autofocus. Autofocus can eat third. Yeah, that looks more true to life. Yeah, those are the pictures I've taken. I've taken way more pictures, and I'll get more in depth with the camera when I do my full review. But yeah, it's been the LG V20, you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to subscribe too, because I know how it is on YouTube. I do the same thing. You just watch a video and then you just don't care anymore. But I advise you guys to please subscribe. I'd actually love it to know that I actually have an audience. But yeah, that's been it. This has been Sparta. Thank you guys for watching, and have a good one.